And we will say good morning and welcome to our Sunday, March 29th. So it is the last hangout of March, hangout for this morning. And I don't know if I have any announcements. I think we're all in the same kind of boat of like, what day is it? What does it matter? Really? Okay, that's awesome. I thought I would just kind of start with talking about the free group, and then I had one more idea. So Max and Margot and I hopped on a call on Friday, I believe.
A board meeting.
A board meeting. I called it a board meeting, but as in B-O-R-E-D, not B-O-A-R-D. On Friday, just to kind of talk about the direction of the free group, because normally what we would do is we would have a free 5-day thing going on in that challenges with the Empower Squad. I don't really see the value in doing that right now. I think that the group that we have that's been ongoing and trying to get people from the other group into this one is way more important. But yesterday was the last day of post, right? So we were kind of brainstorming on ideas of what we could do with that group to keep it going in a different way, like maybe have a theme a week. So what we came up with for this week, Margot actually had a great idea, was a lot of people are gonna, like we mentioned, what day is it? What time is it? Like, what does it matter?
Monday?
A lot of people are going to be struggling, especially starting tomorrow with kids at home, right? So tomorrow, officially, spring break is over, yet, I'm supposed to now be homeschooling my kids plus still teaching my students at my school, which I have no idea how that's going to look. So we talked about, like Margot mentioned, the importance of kind of scheduling for sanity. So I'm going to go in the group live today and just kind of talk about how they still have access to all of those programs. If they want to continue on though, because of the way our programs are set up, to reach out to the coach who invited them to the group for more information on how they could continue on with a certain program, with the fitness platform, with the nutrition plan, those sorts of things. But then I'm going to talk about what our focus for the week is. And so I'm going to post my schedule for the week. I know Max and Margot said they would post. I was going to ask anyone else, like Jasmine, we actually mentioned you just because your life is so different now than it was a month ago, right? If you could share like kind of what you're doing with your days in terms of like a schedule. Renata,
Okay.
was thinking about having you do a day too, where we're just kind of giving them an idea of like what we are doing so that we're still like, working out, eating well. For those of us that have kids at home, what are we doing with our kids in those times? How we're incorporating fitness into their lives, just those sorts of things to help people. So I made a schedule on Canva that I'm almost done. I'm not quite done yet. And I did 7 days. So what I'll do is I'll duplicate it for myself and then put it in the group for anyone to be able to see. But then you guys, if you want to use it, great. But I really think that use what works for you. Right? If you are a paper pen person, then like maybe show them on a picture of, okay, this is what my schedule is going to look like for today. It doesn't have to be beautiful and done in Canva. It has to be something that someone can then take and be like, okay, this is what I could do for like, we're calling it scheduling for sanity is what we are calling it. So we're going to have one post in the morning. And it really doesn't matter what time, just where we're going to share our schedule. And then a check-in post in the evening that's going to talk about the workout, the nutrition, how was their mindset that day, those sorts of things. Like it's very similar to what we're doing already because I feel like the check-in schedule is very valuable. So that's kind of going to be the theme for this week. And then we'll pick another theme for the following week and just carry on, but only 2 posts a day in that group, just to stay connected with those people, but also to be still providing value.
How about like a sample schedule, like for whoever has kids at home?
That's what I'm doing.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was just like for...
No, mine is like for me, my schedule and my kids' schedule.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, the purpose of the schedules is trying to relate to other people. So if all of us can kind of give our schedules, hopefully different people will be like, oh yeah, that's like
Yeah.
me, I'll take that, and start a schedule again with life, because people are just like sitting around. I don't know what they're doing, but
Yeah. Well, and it's almost time, like, okay, our spring break is over
Officially
now.
over.
yeah.
So
Same.
it's time to
Have a
stop being,
routine.
well, it's just time to stop being paralyzed, right? We still have to live. And yeah, it looks very different than it did 3 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, but we still have to live. And so how are we going to do that with kids at home, with, right, like such a disruption to life?
Yeah.
So that was, I thought Margot's idea was brilliant. She hasn't said anything.
She's working out.
Oh,
Ghosting us.
here we are all bragging
No,
about it, and you're not even like taking the crown and just running with it.
No, I'm so used to it, Tamara. You have no idea. It's like, okay, here we go again. Margot's wonderful. I can only handle so much. No, you know what I'm doing? I slept in this morning like till 10 to 9. Till
Nice.
10 minutes
Good.
before this. I was up twice over the course of the night, so I think my last little bout of sleep, 2 hours, whatever, I woke up and I thought, crap! So I got up because I got a group starting at 10.
Running?
Right.
And we're going to do Pilates today.
No,
No, we're not doing the running because of the social distancing and all that, because sometimes I get 6 to 7 people coming and it's just too hard to be distanced away from that many people.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do Pilates fix, because I did a workout last week, one of the 21-day fix ones, because the week before the group had said it wasn't hard enough. So I did 21-day fix extreme something, I can't remember. And poor Linda, an older woman who comes onto the chat, she was almost dying. And I was like, are you okay, Linda? Are you okay? And she goes, I just haven't had my blood pressure medication. And I'm like, okay, Linda, stop. Let's just walk.
Call 911.
We're walking. No. So I said to Kim, I think, I had my audience. I mean, I knew she was in the group, but it's hard sometimes because you have 2 or 3 people that are capable, of heavy duty exercises, and 1 or 2 that are not. And some of them are saying it's too easy, and the other ones are, well, I know. And I was modifying. In fact, I was probably modifying the whole thing, but she's an older lady and she just loves to do what I do. So I had to, anyway, so I'm doing Pilates today. So I just woke up late and now I'm trying to organize myself and listen to all the wonderful compliments about myself at the same time.
Very true. So then after this week, if you guys can think of any ideas for like after this kind of scheduling week, feel free to drop those in the chat, right? Like just brainstorm and we can definitely use that. And then the only other thing that I was going to
offer.
No, I know that I mentioned last week on the call creating that Thinkific site for coaching. If you guys want to go through my site, you're more than welcome to. I can send it to you, but I'm really impressed with how it works, because the person gets the link, they have to create a free account. I get an email when they create a free account. I can check to see how many videos they've gone through. They can actually comment on the videos, and I get a note saying, hey, so-and-so commented on or asked a question or something. Right, so it gives me an idea, whereas when you're sending someone through an info session about coaching, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook, we have no idea where they are at, right?
If they even have started.
Yeah, we have no idea. And so I'm really impressed with the simplicity of it. Yeah. And so what I suggested to Jasmine and Ashley was, like, if you go to our Free to Be Girls website and just go to the like free influencer session, like under join our team, all the videos there are on YouTube, and you can actually use those YouTube links in your own video, in your own site. But I just think the way it's set up is really easy for like sending someone to a place that's going to walk them through step by step on what to do. because I'm not finding success in
On
Facebook
Facebook.
groups anymore.
Done.
So that was just something that, and we all kind of have a little bit of time, so it would be something that you could play around with in terms of setting up a quick site. It did not
And
take
they're
me
pretty
long.
easy.
Yeah, it did not
Yeah.
take me long to set up at all.
I'm still in the process, but
Yeah.
So sorry, can I just ask one question? Did you say it's called Thinkific?
Thinkific.com.
What
And
did you
it's
say?
actually Thinkific.com. It's where the Empower Squad University is, and where Angie's now put her Team Uproar University. It's kind of structured like a course, right? So it's like you're creating a free course for people. So if you want to walk through mine, I can definitely send you. You would have to create an account, and I'll get an email notification that Margot created an account, but then you can see kind of how it's set up, right?
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
love to.
Yeah, I just think it's a great.
I did an account, but I'd love to know how you did it.
Yeah, you can definitely.
Yes, please.
Hmm?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Because
Like,
I'm
show you
finding
now
the
how I
same
do
thing.
it. How I did
Yeah,
it.
yeah. No, no, not probably right now, because I like that you show on here, but I physically have to be sitting pushing the buttons that you're
Okay,
pushing.
so why don't I schedule a time where I'll just be like, okay, I'm gonna run through what I did for my Thinkific website.
Yeah.
And you guys can hop on. I can record it too in case somebody can't.
But I think it should be like in
and
the
we can
evening
stop
with
stop
wine.
it.
Okay. She
Should
says
be
in the
house
evening with
party.
wine.
House party.
Everything needs to be in the evening and with wine. Clarissa, what are you new?
There
what are
you go.
you
There you
brand
go.
new
We're
to
on the
this
same page,
whole
Margot.
program? What's wrong?
And it's just
Angie
like
just woke up.
wine?
What?
Wine?
What are we doing in the evening? Wine?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What?
In. Send me. Yeah.
Is it evening already?
Yeah, exactly. And then the only other thing I was just going to ask today is, how are you? How is everyone doing? I just think that this is a time to not even about coaching, business, just life. How are you doing? Right? So that was kind of what I was going to say today.
Well, it's a tricky situation sometimes when you have 4 people in the house and one of them desperately wants to not be here. So, and you're almost having to lock the door so she can't get out. But I feel bad, but my daughter's boyfriend, of course, is on his own, and she wants to be with him. And anyway, so it's been because I feel sick about it. He's a great guy. Of course, I love my daughter, but it's just so weird. It's so weird because everybody feels well, touch. Come back. Harv's got immune challenges. Anne's got immune challenges. Apocalyptic when I think she's going to walk out the door, because I think I'm not going to, that's it. She might end up with some sort of an issue, and then I can't see her then. And so it's too much. It's hard. It's hard to watch the news, all that stuff. So
yeah.
I like this group because it keeps me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
I think this group, actually, talking about the community of this group, is another huge exclamation mark to what we can offer to people. But I know it's hard for people to understand that until they're in the group. But somehow we should try and be able to share that, because this is my happy place. When I think about strategies and being a Beachbody coach, and how can I help this person? How can I get this person to understand how exercise? It takes my mind to a completely different place than what the hell's going on in the world right now.
Absolutely.
So it is it's like a holiday. Yeah.
A brain break, right?
So keep doing what you're doing.
Not
Kids,
body
you're
break.
doing it so well. Yes, exactly.
It's a brain break.
Yeah. No, it is for sure. And I want other people to say how they're feeling, because just because I take up all the time.
You had to
well,
say.
I'll just put my little 2 cents in here too. Been doing pretty good. Yesterday I had I think the weather, it's nice to see the sun today, but the rain, it helps keep people home. So now I'm like, don't go out to parks and stuff or whatever, right? Because I think that it's going to take a little longer than I think any of us really thought in the beginning, right? I think we're looking at months here. So I don't know. We all have to get on the same page or else it's not going to work, right? It's, every time you go back out, it's like, well, what do we do now? Start over? Like I have left my house twice in 2 weeks. Now, every time I go out, I'm like, okay, am I starting back at square one? Like it's just the weirdest thing because you can go and get potentially contaminated every time you go somewhere. And we do have to go places sometimes, right? It's just for your typical whatever stuff, groceries.
Buy food,
Anyway, so I'm glad that on Friday my older son worked his last day. He could keep going. He's in an essential service, which what the hell isn't? It's kind of stupid again too that so many things are deemed essential services. So he was working back and on his own.
One egg, one bread, one bacon.
Doesn't want to continue. So that's good. Makes me feel good to keep him here. My husband's still working, so that's probably good for all of us. But anyway, we'll see how long that goes. He's an automotive painter, so again, really essential. But they're still working. So as long as there's work, I guess that's okay. But and he's local, doesn't see people a whole lot. But it's definitely concerning. And so having a connection here, and I do have a little group on the go, staying connected there, trying to, like you, Margot, trying to get people to see it. It can be really frustrating, actually, sometimes. You know, like I have a lady who is a friend of mine, and I said, she's like, oh, I miss people. I connected with her just texting the other day, and she says, I really miss people. I never thought it would say that. And I'm like, well, hey, are you ready to jump into our group yet? I've talked to her about it several times, and we have a great connection there. I have some great ladies, la la la. She goes, well, let me see if I can do it on my own first for 2 weeks. And if I can work out at home by myself for 2 weeks, then I'll jump in. And I'm like, huh? Like,
it's kind of
okay.
That's boring.
So I'm like, just so you know, this is what it's for, right? It is to help you make that a habit, regardless of pandemic or not pandemic, right? It's just, anyway.
Yeah.
So little things like that you just have to gently, and I said to her, I'm pushing a little because I think that you would really like it and would benefit from it. So it's okay sometimes to push a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? With love.
Of course.
But anyway.
Because our community is the best.
Yeah, of course.
They're missing out on us.
Yeah. Right? So, yeah, but anyways, I have my little family close. So I'm good. I have my ups and downs like anybody else, but managing okay.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it interesting to hear the news from the US where he's predicting everything's going to be normal by Easter? I'm like, I don't think so. I think.
Well, maybe hopefully he'll be normal by Easter. Maybe that's what he's
I don't
thinking.
think that's ever happening. So
Margo,
I
it's
don't
all
know.
Canadians right
Margo.
now on this call. So
I'm joking. Sorry, I'm kidding. I that was just a joke.
one of the coaches on our team, she lives in Florida. I asked her how she was doing. She's like, well, our president is an orange-faced buffoon or something like that. And I was like the description of him was hilarious. And I just started laughing. Okay. Yeah. So interesting, different perspectives, right? So anyone else want to share how you're doing? Max?
Well, I'm doing okay, actually. I don't know. I find that, you know, the thing I'm taking out of this is making a lot more, unfortunately, not really necessarily beach body connections, but I'm connecting with a lot of people that I just feel like I just haven't had time to connect with. So I really enjoyed, my dad's 90th birthday was on Friday, and we couldn't obviously go over to see him. So we had a family Zoom call, and my dad was so happy, like, to see all of us, and was like, wanted to do this more often. So it was like, I'm trying to see the positives and just reconnecting with people and realize that we just don't. So I think right now for me, I'm just trying to take all the positive out of the situation. And as we talked with 3 of my triathlon friends yesterday, talked about, you know, what are we going to take from this when this is all over? How are we going to change the way we were doing life? Or are we just going to go back to that running on that treadmill? And so I'm really trying to use this time to, I don't know, like, find those systems and, you know, create a routine. And that's why I think that's a great idea that Marco had for our group, because I think it's very easy to just you know, be bouncing off the wall and not really get anything accomplished. And yet we have all this, we kind of have this gift of time right now. And I'm trying to use this gift to connect with people and get my shit together. Because listening to Angie Bellamar's catching up on all her calls this week, I mean, she's right. We have the biggest gift in front of us. Like every single one of us that's a coach, I mean, the numbers of people buying bod is just insane right now.
Keep
We
up.
got 20 new customers in 1 week.
20 new
Yeah,
customers.
I've got none, but clearly I need to do some changes because I'm not doing. So it's just like taking those things, like we've got all the tools between obviously, you know, what you guys are offering and Team Uproar and what's going on in the world and showing what we have to offer. And yeah, there's a ton of, you know, online workouts. Equinox is putting theirs out every day and this, that, and the other thing. But what we have is that community that we've always had. And I think that's what we really, I'm just trying to kind of look at this as a gift of time and look at it in the positive. You know, I've got Kelly around, which, you know, has been wonderful. She would normally not be around much. And so she'll be off to university probably in the fall. So I'm seeing having her around as a gift of time with my kid that will be gone soon. So no, I'm just looking at all the positives and trying not to. I'm doing my virtual boot camp with my small group training this week. So I'm going to start that and so reconnect with those people. And so, you know, it's got to take what we can from this and try to go, it's happening for a reason. So what is that reason and go with it. So, so far I'm doing okay. Thanks to all you guys.
Thank you.
Next.
Oh, Aunt Max, you forgot you're reminiscing over old times and sending me goofy
Oh my
photos of
gosh,
us.
those pictures you sent.
Yeah, Max and I have known each other for a while.
30 years, Margot. 30 years.
I know.
Yeah. And honestly, Margot has not
So
changed
that's fun.
at all.
Oh,
Like,
yes,
if
I
go
have.
back and look at pictures of Margot 30 years ago, she doesn't look any different.
Like
butt,
you,
my
Margot.
No.
we showed a picture of my butt 30 years ago, and now that was funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
But
did it before and
my
after,
thing,
like before and after picture of her bum.
my thing is from the time that I left you, Max, like I had kids and all that stuff, to the time that I started Beachbody, there was a big difference. So thank goodness we knew each other when I was the before. Oh yeah, 30 to 50 wasn't pretty. Anyways, next.
Who else want to share?
How's Angie doing in
Okay,
quarantine?
Renata? You wanna share?
Yeah, I love what Max said, and I was just thinking very similar, in similar way yesterday. I was listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza show with Dr. Joe Dispenza. Somebody was interviewing him, so I was listening to this, and this is exactly what he was saying. So now we have this gift of time. Not everybody, because some people have to do more, right? Working from
for sure.
home, so it doesn't quite work for everyone. But we have this gift of time, and now what are we gonna do? Well, most of us have most time, and how are we gonna come out when the life is back to normal, right?
Mhm.
So, and I feel like in the beginning I froze. I didn't invite. I was like, well, now what? And I felt like nobody's gonna be buying because a lot of people do feel that they have no money, right? But I thought, oh my gosh, but there's still so many people that do need this program. So like yesterday, finally I woke up and I'm like, I'm inviting. So I invited a whole bunch of people. Hopefully this is gonna now snowball a little bit. But yeah, if you guys have any tips, like as far as inviting, like what has worked for you to convert, to be successful, that would be awesome. And also just question with the new groups for challenge. When is
for bod groups?
The challenge tracker?
They said end of April. I'm still a little bit confused as to how it works, because from what I saw, it was like I could join a 10 rounds bod group, but I could also be in a multi-program bod group, and they would all be, but it's all in one app. your Beachbody On Demand, your tracking, everything is one app,
Okay.
which I really like. I like that it's all going to be streamlined and easy
Yeah.
for people to find stuff. I'm just not, I mean, it's just going to be playing around with it, right? And I would really encourage everyone when it does come out to create your own group, even if you only have one person, because I think you can join other groups, right? So,
Right.
yeah.
And otherwise, what I'm doing is my classes are not going right now. So I'm doing the virtual, playing with that and just kind of testing because the sound and the internet connection is not the greatest. So, but yeah, I put up my schedule for the next week and that keeps me busy.
I had a few people say that my last class was really good and I did hardwire right into my modem.
Okay, yeah.
So I got the dongle and I got the Ethernet cable to hardwire my laptop right in. So that made a difference. And I did do you know how to do just the share audio from your computer?
I think so. Like, is it where you go into share and then
and then you go share screen and you go to advanced
and
then it's like
audio.
computer sound only.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Because that
what are you talking about, Tamara?
Teaching classes on Zoom, if you're just relying on your Wi-Fi, there tends to be quite a bit of a lag, right? And the thing with Zoom is designed to pick up voices, right? So anytime a voice or a sound comes up, it'll pull, like you saw that, Renata just put her cup down. So the box highlighted. So whoever is on the call is hearing all of that, which is why on big calls, everyone asks to mute because then you don't get the feedback, right? So what I do for like a fitness class is I set up the call so that it says mute participants on entry. So as they enter, they're already muted. And then when I go to manage participants at the bottom, you can actually like click on mute all over there. So I just keep that little box open. But then in terms of the sound, so your video quality is better if you hardwire into your modem. You don't get the lags, the jumps. And the other thing is with the sound, if you're playing sound it wouldn't work if you're like teaching and talking because they need to hear you, right? But if you're playing sound like music sound from your computer, you can just go share screen and you can actually share just the sound from your computer.
Oh, so it wouldn't affect me like if I'm trying to like verbally teach them what they're
you wouldn't be able to do it.
Really affect, it's more for Zumba, like when you're teaching Zumba, you're not talking.
No.
Got it.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
It was just something that right?
What?
Yeah, I'm trying also to figure out the payment collection. So another homework, how to collect now, converting to doing things online. Yeah. What is the best way to figure out the payment? I know
probably just e-transfer, Renata.
E-transfer?
I think that's how I have all my clients pay me.
Does the bank not have like a dollar fee to transfer?
It depends. I mean, you mean if like a user fee? It depends on, I think, the banks. I mean, it depends on people's accounts.
Right. Okay.
Like some people have unlimited e-transfers. PayPal is another one. I think, Tamara, you use PayPal, don't you?
I don't have a PayPal ticket. I know that you have to like create an actual amount per, like if you want to charge people $5 a class, then you actually get that ticket and that's what you put into your website for them to click on. So it's a set amount that they're charging. I don't have that. Denise did all of that for us for Zumba Vancouver. So, and we're not even like, honestly, I'm not pushing the money. The Zoom link is there. If people pay, great. If they don't, they don't. Like, I just, So.
Like I sell, like when Renata, when I do my small group training, I sell them at 8 sessions at X price.
Okay.
And then they pay me cash or e-transfer for those 8 sessions. And I run it over a month, like Monday, Thursday nights for 8 sessions. Rather than what class by class.
Right. Yes.
Just easier.
Yes, because I thought like in case if there is fee, so on small transactions, like say if it's $5, if everybody has to pay $1 to the bank, oh my God.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It really, yeah, I guess
With my CIBC account, I have to pay.
Yeah.
With my Tangerine account, I don't. So
yeah,
I'll
Tangerine's now new. The way they've changed that.
So
Yeah.
No
it depends
cost.
on which bank account you're using. So yeah. Jasmine, do you want to share how you're holding up over there?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. It's a little bit stressful for me sometimes because I have my sister went back to the hospital last week and has been gone. So now it's just me and my mom, and she's still working. So I'm taking care of the 4 boys, and going from an auntie to taking care of 4 kids is different.
You became a mom.
So
Yeah.
yeah, a mommy auntie. So it's different. And now we're starting school, so I'm just trying to get their classes set up on Google Classrooms and stuff like that, so we can start that on tomorrow and stuff. So it's been a little busy for me, but I've definitely I'm excited to get the Thinkifics going because I think that'll help. I think people really want to be able to go through the information and stuff like that. Like, people are excited when they're like, oh, okay, yeah, like I would like to go through the information, for me anyway. But then I send them to that Google thing, and that was kind of like not working great for me or whatever. So to be able to like actually monitor how they're going through and like give them encouragement along the way, I think that'll help a lot, because I think that's what people need, is like the constant, like, the encouragement, the follow throughs, because that's what I see like helps. Like, I can talk to someone and they're like, no, and then I'm like, oh, well, why don't you want to do this? Or like, what is like, what's not attractive about this, like what I'm talking to you about, because you seemed into it or whatever. And they'll be like, oh, well, this. And it's like, oh, okay, well, then I can give them more confidence and stuff, because people need that confidence build, because people don't have confidence in things that are unknown, I guess is the way to say that, or whatever. So that's what I've been finding anyway with people I've contacted.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm excited to get that going. But yeah, I've been doing okay. I just am happy to be healthy and at home, and we have all this beautiful time to be able to talk to people, and everybody else is stuck inside. So I feel like it is a true blessing that that this is actually, like, I don't know how to say that in a good way, but it's a blessing that we have the time and that this is happening. Like, this is a blessing for like the Beachbody company altogether, because of the fact that people are at home and they are going to be starting to focus on their health more. The more that they're staying in, they're going to be like, oh, this is real. And, you know, because people still aren't staying inside even. And like, I have my cousin who just called me and like, oh yeah, like my husband just took the kids out. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, okay, like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why would you send your kids outside right now and like to do whatever? And like, people just still aren't getting it in the full effect. And then we have people in, like, my brother, his family is, or like his wife's family is in Italy or whatever, and they're like, we have to have like written in paper to go out of our houses right now. If we don't have that, we'll get fined,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So like, yeah, it's real.
Jasmine, where do you live?
Sorry.
I'm in Edmonton, Alberta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Jasmine, I feel that there's some people that are not open before to the home
Yeah.
workouts because they're
Yeah.
stuck at home. Now they're like, oh, I should try.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, and
in
I
the
think
beginning, we are very close to home workouts. Like, we're
Yeah.
not going to do that. We're going to keep going to the gym and we're just going to sell the BOD or whatever, the package. And then when we actually tried and we saw the results, like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. I don't have to get dressed. I don't have to shove a
I have to get dressed.
I don't need to spend money, gas money. And
Yeah.
the gym that we're going actually was like very stinky. The man there didn't use deodorant. So I didn't want to go to that gym anymore, because since I moved from my favorite gym and I went to this every gym here, I was like, and it was a brand new gym, but the people that went there, it was not, so I was like, I don't want to go to that gym. So after I started having the results with Beachbody, I was like, okay, that's it for me. I'm set for life.
I'm very, very similar. Like, you know, I was going to the gym and I was like, at home workouts, like those are for like back in the day kind of thing, like kind of whatever. And I was like, and I just like, but then I noticed like the results I was getting, like you said, not driving. I was driving half an hour to a gym every day because I live in the country. So I'm driving into town and back and spending like 2 hours there because I was on like this Lauren Drain fitness program 2 years ago about. And like, you know, I paid like $180
Yeah.
for 6 weeks of her program or whatever. And I was like, that's crazy. And I was working for like 2 hours a day. That's what her fitness program was. And yes, I got good results on it. And it was a good program. I'm not going to say it wasn't, but like, I was working out so much. It took up so much of my time. This is half an hour, so manageable. And I don't know, I love it. But and I think people have like a fad of going to the gym. Like it's like almost like a status thing for like people that are like my age. It's like, they're like, oh, well, I go to the gym for like 2 hours. And it's like,
well, you're wasting
and it's like, okay,
yeah.
but like, what are you doing? Because like, I see people at the gym and I see my friends and it's like, but you haven't gotten any results. So like, isn't it kind of just a waste of time?
That was me because I was eating a lot. I was like, oh, I did all these classes, I can eat whatever I want.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people do. And like, now that people are more stuck inside, hopefully they're cooking their own food, and hopefully they can have, like, I've had people be like, hey, can I get some of those like meals, because like I don't know what to cook anymore. Like, you know, I'm in my house cooking all the time, I don't know what to cook anymore. And it's like, okay, sure, yeah, send them their way and whatever. But like, yeah, I definitely think that now that people are stuck in home, they're gonna think, okay, maybe at home workouts are more like gonna help me out more.
At least try.
Yeah, not sure about home workouts. She says, I've been a gym rat for 30 years, so I don't know what else to do. And I'm like, okay, so here you are. You actually have no choice right now.
Exactly.
It's so weird. Like when you think about it, it's so weird that people cannot go to the gym.
And then you can say, you can talk also about the hot trainers. Oh, you have to meet Moira, you have to meet Joe, you have to meet Jericho, you know, have to talk about the hot trainers.
It doesn't hurt that they're all hot, but
right?
Exactly.
And they're funny to listen to. Like
it is actually
almost like comedic.
A lot, the real times for that. Like I love the banter and the realness, and just when she messes up, I love that. Doesn't happen very often, or whoever, but it's real, right? And I think that's what a lot of people still don't realize, is that the home workouts of today are not the home workouts of back in the day when it was a little boring and it was the same one over and over and over, right?
Yes.
Now it's like,
it's amazing.
Look at it, because it's so different than anything you maybe have, you know, decided that it's like in your head.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that's really amazing about the workouts is like how not just like it's for your body, but like especially with Autumn's workouts and stuff, like she's very inspirational, like for your mental health and like just feeling more confident in your own like skin and stuff, and not feeling like, oh, I can't do this move or whatever, so I should quit. She's like, you know, do the modifier and then, you know, work up to this point. You don't have to be a rock star right off the get-go. Like, be where your body is at, like, you know. And she doesn't make you feel bad for it, because like even me, I didn't work out for like a year, starting on Autumn's program, like 21 Day Fix. I couldn't do all those movements. I was like, what is this lady doing? I'm like, she's kicking my ass.
And
well, we have Kat. We have Kat. And we met Kat last summit, right, Angie and Max? Do you remember meeting Kat? We saw her, like, Kat, let's go take a picture. I did, but I don't know. I think, Angie, you took a picture of Kat? No? Yeah, but we saw her.
Isn't that a great feeling to know that once you've gotten somebody started on a program, regardless of who the trainer is, that you're turning them over to somebody like that, Jasmine? Like you were just saying, that you're turning them over to somebody who is going to lift them and do all of the things that a trainer does. But we kind of like hand them over, and it's like, thank you, Autumn, thank you, Joel, thank you to all these people who basically take over for us. And right? How great is that?
You know, there's just one quick thing too. There's going to come a time, I should say. So some of these trainers, like even we have a trainer on the line, Maxine, but they're all going to be now trying to sell their workouts online. Because they're going to run out of money. So there's this whole other component to this opportunity that I mean, right now we're thinking about the home workouts and, you know, helping people to feel good and maybe go into quarantine 20 pounds heavier and come out of quarantine 20 pounds lighter and ready for the beach. Like that's
bikini body.
Yeah, exactly. And I wish there was some way maybe we can create some sort of a classy, not, you know, kind of, you know, something that doesn't abusing this horrible situation, but we're saying the reality of this is now you're quarantined. So now you can prep your food. Now you can do your portion control. Now you can do your workouts and drink your water. And literally you can come out of this. If it is a 3-month or a 2-month or whatever, you can come out of this completely in a different suitcase than when you went in. Yeah. That's one thing. And then the other thing is the possibility of making an income doing this. Like, that's one thing that's been kind of the tricky part for me, because I know this takes time. It's not Rome wasn't built in a day. You don't make money immediately with this. This is a longer process, yeah. but it's a better way because it doesn't break anybody's bank. Trust me, I've owned my own events company where I organized an event that cost me $33,000 to put on. I luckily brought in $37,000, which basically, thank goodness, I was able to pay my bills, but I had $4,000 at the end of the day, which basically went towards tax. So the businesses out there that are running, like the fitness worlds and all that stuff, they cost money. Brick and mortars cost money. This is $116 for a shake and $20 a month to be a business owner. This opportunity for people to make an income is massive, like massive. Mm-hmm. And we're,
Margot, okay, when you finish, I'll tell you.
I was just going to say, but I understand that it's almost like this delicate situation where, just like you said, Jasmine, or no, Renata, when this first happened, we sort of stopped because we're all so classy. All of us on our team are very classy and not schmarmy. And what do we say now? Like, because now we literally could look at people and go, haha, I told you so, but none of us are like that, which is great. So now we've gone past that. So now people are starting to warm up to home workout. So that's one step. Yeah. Then they also have the opportunity to eat well with us. So we could teach them how to eat correctly, nourish their bodies, build up their immune system, drink lots of water. Then they can really crush their goals if they have weight loss or inches lost goals. And then the third step is they can make some money if they wanted to do this, which we all need right now. So we do have every possible solution to what people are needing right now. But it seems like, at least on this group, which I love about it, we're very classy and not pushy but I'm wondering if we're not pushy almost to a fault. Like, we need to sort of somehow get that messaging out there.
So I think what my advice, like for what I'm going to do for myself, is I am going to go back and follow up with, as many people as it possibly can that we have talked to, and say,
coaching.
I know this interested you in the past, and there was something that spoke to you about possibly learning more. Are you open to trying a home workout? Are you open to, learning how it is that we are staying healthy and still working our businesses from home? Are you open to, I'm not going to dump it all in one message because I think it's really overwhelming, but even just getting someone to try a workout, try a workout. Just try. Join our free community and try a workout and just see what it feels like. And then I'll follow up with you in 2 days. Because I think then you're just kind of feeding them slowly instead of
being in their face.
Haha, I told you so kind of thing.
I did a bunch of invites. I did a bunch of invites this week, and I felt people are more open now to know about the coaching thing, especially because Tamara created the new website, and people like, oh, maybe I should look into that, because I said we're gonna share our story, how we started, how we have over 700 clients online now over just 5 years, how we make an income, how we lost our weight, and how we do our workouts from home. And are you open to checking it out, the website? I had lots of people that are like, oh, I have time, why not? And even trainers and fitness instructors that basically they are out of a job now, they are more interested because there is the possibility of that. And I share a story since the beginning. I was like, yeah, now I never thought. We were broke as a joke when we first started, like totally divorce broke. We put the package on our visa and we just did it. We did it, right? It was basically stumbled forward. And I'm so glad we did, because now just with the residual income, at least we can cover our bills here. And these people, sometimes they just say, yeah, I don't have the money. There was one lady that she said, I still don't have the money. I was like, you're never going to have it. You just have to do it. You just have to do it. You need to find 3 people to get your investment back. And I said, I'm glad I did it, because that time I couldn't go back to my job because of my mental health, to be involved with little kids. And I just did it. I just did. And so that's all I'm sharing, like, to people. Like, fast forward now 5 years into it, I was like, I'm glad we did it, because now we have this, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, that's definitely the messaging that we need to get across, because as I was saying too, with the trainers that are out of a job because of not trainers like Max, but trainers like aerobics instructors, aerobics. That's me, the 80s girl. Sorry, fitness instructors. YMCA. Anyway, but the fitness instructors that are not now teaching. Now, I don't know what else they did. I think some of the, like, I'm friends with a lot of the women still from Steve Nash Fitness World, and Nella put me into this fitness group, and I haven't said anything about Beachbody yet, because I did reach out to one of the instructors, but I haven't said anything since, because they're prime. They are prime to potentially do this and kick ass immediately, because they already have a huge following of people that believe in what they do. And but all that fitness leaders could do in the past, and even now, is what happens in their 4 walls of their gym, because they might give them a nutrition plan, but they're not in their house with them like we are. Like, we can actually be physically in their house with them virtually, but in their house with them, watching what they're eating. That is a huge bonus over what fitness leaders do at the gym. Yeah. So these fitness leaders that I know, that I've known for 30 years, I want to reach out, and I have reached out to one, but I haven't reached out. She's reached out to me, and I will. I just don't want to scare her away, because I really think she could, there's about 3 or 4 of them that could kick ass.
What's wrong with saying in that moment, hey, I know what's going on with Fitness World, and you know that I've been with Beachbody for a while, or maybe you don't know that I've been with Beachbody for a while, and like, I don't understand what's wrong. There's nothing smarmy about it if it's coming from your heart, right? Like, if you're saying like, hey, I know what's going on, and would you be open to learning more about how I'm helping people with
I'm going to say that. Would you be open? Because that's how I always say it. I just, no, I will be saying that, because I think open instead of interested is the best way to say it. Yeah. It's one of those ones where I want the answer to be yes. So that's why I hesitate. You know what I mean? You know how they say go for no's?
If the answer is no, then offer them the workouts to try. Say, hey, I totally get it, because likely you haven't even tried any of the workouts. Do you want to try some of them? I'll send them the samples your way. Right? Like, I think there's always a opportunity, even to people that say, you know, I don't have the money right now. Totally understand. You know, when we first started, broke as a joke, just bought my house, you know, divorce, like all of that.
Okay.
Would you like to join our free community and try some of the workouts? Like, that's kind of, so that I'm then putting them in a situation where I'm not letting them off the hook, but I still want them to see what it is.
Yeah.
If they're saying no because they don't know the value.
Also, Margot, you miss 100% of shots that you don't take. Even if they say no that first time, you've still put it in their head. And if this situation keeps keeping them inside, not making an income, they might come back to you and be like, okay, well, you put that in my head a month ago, and now I need it. Yeah. Now I really need it. So,
Jasmine, you're way too smart for your years. You're Albert Einstein. Is that your uncle by any chance? I think it is.
Yes.
You're a smart cookie. Thanks, Jasmine. No, you have great thoughts all the time.
So maybe
doing that.
Jasmine, you could write out a great little script for us since you're so good at it.
Yeah, well, just send it my way. I'm happy to help.
Because that's what I struggle with, like Margot. It's like I'm in the fitness world, obviously, and I just have a hard time with knowing how to do the invite without, so I don't. And that's so that's my struggle, is just how to put it out there without it being.
I think the thing is, oh,
sorry. I was just going to add, as far as verbiage or whatever goes, that and saying that, are you open, I think is a great thing. But another way that I've been inviting is just, have you ever considered, right? Just to start, have you ever considered, or are you open? Just same along the same lines or whatever. But I have found that that's kind of an easier way to ask the question, I guess, right? Have you ever considered?
I like that. Have you ever considered? That's a good one.
Yeah.
Both are really good.
I think about the fact that the worst thing they can say to me is no. And does that hurt my feelings? Nope, because obviously they're maybe just not ready right now. And then I go on to the next person, because do you want somebody in this program? Do you think they're going to excel? If they're saying no to you, then they're probably not going to be a great coach underneath of you right now. Not saying that they won't be in the future, but they say no, you move on. And then at least they have that seed planted in their head, because right now I do feel, like I said last week, this is the time to plant seeds. This is why we have all these free workouts available. That's why they released the kids program completely free. Like Beachbody sees that too. It's a time to plant the seeds so that people, after a few, if we're inside for a few months, people are going to need something to do. And if you plant those seeds now, earlier in this whole scheme of virus, then in a month or two, maybe people will be ready to fully come back to you and be like, hey Margot, actually I do need this, so I'm ready. Or actually Max, I'm ready for this. So I think that's kind of the way you have to see it, is they're just going to say no. Who cares if they say
Margot's going to have
if it hurts
because she teaches at 10, so can we do a quick picture?
Yeah.
She has to
And Jasmine, when you're up on stage as a 15-star diamond, can you thank Margot and Max and Tamara and Clarissa?
Yeah. I just started 3 months ago, so I'll try.
Yeah, say my name first. As long as you say my name first, that's all that matters.
Oh, okay. Yeah, guaranteed. If I get there, I will say your name first. Maybe right after Tamara's or something, but who knows?
No, but it can happen, because did you see Mandika? She outdid Angie Belmare. Now she's 15 and Angie's still 12.
Jasmine's she's gonna be up there. I know she is. You guys are too. I'll be behind you.
We're all gonna be up there, Margot.
I'll be your roadie. Dragging the speakers and the guitar.
You have the blaster on?
Oh, well, first, the US has to have no more cases for us actually to have a summit.
Oh, that's true. So we got time. Go, Trump, go.
Because I was like, if I'm going to Brazil, I'm flying over the US. I'm going to just do Air Canada, so I don't stop anywhere there.
Okay, I have to start my fitness class now. That's so fine. Did you get the photo? All right.
I did get the photo, so I think we're good. Anyone else? We're good?
Thank you.
I think we're good.
All right. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good Sunday. Lots of love.
Lots of love.
Bye.
Bye.